And welcome in, Gyms and Gymettes, to another exciting edition of No Substitute for Sports. I'm your host, Nick Johnston. This is episode 55, just short of the matching the same amount of Super Bowls that are going on. And yes, exactly that. Finally, here we are. After 51 weeks of not having the Super Bowl, now we get a Super Bowl, guy. Let's go. The big game is finally here. Time to gamble responsibly. Time to eat that buffalo bean dip, buffalo ranch dip, whatever it is. Get some pizza in you. Do whatever you can. It's gonna be a grand old time. Cannot wait. Thank you as always for tuning into No Substitute for Sports on the Degenerates Network YouTube page. If you're just stumbling upon us, hit that subscribe button, but only after you hit the like button. Maybe share us around, tell your friends, tell your local sports book as you toss out the front door. Oh, what did I write? I'm so done. I'm leaving this in too because might as well do it. Tell your local sports book as you as they toss you out the front door, because no matter what the score is, you got to keep your clothes on there, Jim. Hopefully that landed even after I stumbled upon that. You can follow us on Twitter at Degenerates. And Thursday, yes, Thursday, 2 p.m. Central, I go live for twitch.tv/sportstownshy for No Substitute for Sports Live. Basically, just go on, just follow twitch.tv/sportstownshy, going live basically every single day, cleaning up everything, reacting to all sports and all those fun stuff. X-Bomb Sports as well for Fridays for Bad Karma Wrestling. Me and Double D, co-host there, talking all things wrestling and a lot of things to get to here and a lot of things to get to there as well. So wrestling's been dynamite lately, not just making an AEW reference. You ready, Mike? Here we
Oh
go.
yeah.
So
Oh,
much to
much to
talk
talk
about.
about. So
So
much
much
to
to
talk
talk
about.
about. Hell yeah, dude. And we'll start with the obvious. Talking NBA All-Star reserves. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm yanking your chain. It's the Super Bowl, dude. It's the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl. Hell yeah. Talking preview. How the hell we all got here. What's going to go down and what you need to bet on. Next, if you got time, if we got some time, Lavine is out for the Bulls and what that means for the season. We'll also take a few news and notes around the MLB. We got a couple tradey poos to get to. Finally, excuse me. Finally, The Rock has come back to completely steal Cody's spotlight. All that, tons more in between. But before we get underway, let me introduce to you my friend and co-host, the founder and CEO of FatCat_Streams, and that's with a Z. Mikey J. Fat Cat, coming down the entrance ramp. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a great week, great day. As always, ready to talk about all this great stuff and get going with the podcast, man. How have you been?
Hell yeah, been a rock and roll day. Been talking a ton of sports. We did our sports emphasis TV stuff today. I don't even know if that streams out on anything, but that's always fun. Brand new inaugural episode of Johnston and Combs. I almost botched it right away. Johnston and Combs was on twitch.tv/sportstown shy today. Me and our buddy Brandon, I used a fellow IMS student and myself. I was just talking sports, talking ball. We're probably going to be talking a lot of baseball over there. He's a big baseball guy, so that's going to be fantastic. Haven't been able to talk a lot of baseball just in general, so that'll be nice. But yeah, we're indifferent on the Justin Fields, Caleb Williams situation, so maybe tune in on that. That's always worth a listen. So honestly, it won't be like a debate show. I'm never really down for that, but always down for some intellectual talk about some sports, and that's exactly what you're gonna get with Johnson and Combs every single time. So make sure you're tuning in with that. That was a fun time again. Shout out to the boy Brandon. We'll be tuning in again every Tuesday 2 p.m. on twitch.tv/sportstownshy. So just ready to talk sports. That's all I've been doing all day. I just basically just ready to roll. Because we got the Super Bowl, we got everything. I got one little appetizer just to get us going. I know we're gonna be
I'm ready.
going crazy with all the other appetizers in real life come Super Bowl party. But just announced this morning, actually, Wrigley Field to host the 2025 Winter Classic. Haven't had a Winter Classic in some time. If I'm not mistaken, the last one was in Boston at Fenway. But again, I could be wrong. But
Yeah, I'm
Hell,
not too
it's
sure.
yeah, yeah. It gets away from me, but very exciting. One of honestly one of my one I haven't been, but I think it's up there of like one of the cooler events that just go around in the sports land area. Uh, I'm sure tickets are going to be expensive as fuck.
Yeah,
But
it'll be fun.
yeah, still a very fun event the entire time. Should be pretty cool. Any quick thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool just to
Sorry,
have
I know
any
I got
event.
you right
No,
as you're
you're
sipping,
yeah.
right as you were about to sip.
Right what it's cool just having something like that. I know they've had at Wrigley in the past.
Hmm.
I was talking about it with some coworkers today, so yeah, it's cool to have it back there. I mean, I know Wrigley is an iconic field, so it's cool to have something like that going down over there.
Oh yeah, exactly that. It'll be popping once more. Everyone will going around. I can only hope, eventually when the White Sox build their stadium, maybe they get a Winter Classic, but only time
We
will
can
tell
only
with that.
hope.
Exactly, exactly. So obviously all pro right there with the Winter Classic coming back to town. Wonder what the matchup will be. Obviously, just going to be really cool that Connor Bedard will most likely be getting his first Winter Classic come 2025. So hopefully the team is shaping up around then, and hopefully he's all healthy and ready to roll as well. So that's awesome. Like I said, quickly, lightly touching upon that. Not too many notes right there. Tons of notes right here on the Super Bowl. So if you're ready to roll, ready to lock in, let's talk Super Bowl. And I mean anything and everything. Predictions, storyline, how we got here, these two teams, the Niners and the Chiefs. Currently, Niners favored by 2. It's gone up, it's gone down, but it's settling right around here at 2. And the same thing with the total. It hasn't gone up or down by less than half by a half a point. So settling in right around 47.5. I've been talking all day. I've seen it from all angles, and I can't get away from the same feeling. Again, I've heard you can list out a bunch of stats. I've heard it all a bunch of all the same arguments all day. I can't go against cannot go against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs until something proves me otherwise. Because all the comparisons in the world have been to Tom Brady and Gronk and past Patriots teams. And this has now become exactly that. It went from what would be the most dominant team in the 80s? Probably the Cowboys and Niners, something like that. You can toss it up there. 90s. Again, probably you can switch it
Yeah.
back up to the Cowboys. Uh, Steelers, all the way back there as well. Now we're getting the Patriots, or we just got the Patriots, and now it's the Chiefs. Like that's just the dynasty. That's just how things are going right now. So what? This is Mahomes' fourth Super Bowl in 5 years. Fucking insane. That is berserk. He's 2-1, 10-1, 10-1-1 against the spread as underdogs. Why again the Chiefs are underdogs, even if they are outmatched in this sense. 2 is too close. Essentially a pick 'em. I've even heard that argument to being 2 points, but that's crazy. I can't get away from it. You can throw all the stats at me that the Niners are this have this best thing, and the Chiefs defense isn't the greatest against the run. Patrick Mahomes, until he just doesn't get it done, is most likely just going to get it done. You saw it last game. You saw it in the AFC Championship, making those connections on fourth down. Just those, it was those like I can't like you can't even explain it. You can't put it in tangible stats. Like every time he just needs a clutch first down, he just fucking gets a first down. They make the greatest play possible. If they're 3rd and 2, they're gonna hand it off and they're gonna get it from Pacheco. If they're 3rd and 8 or something like that, he's going to sling a dart and find Travis Kelce for 17 yards instead of just getting the 8 that they needed.
Yeah, he's
It's,
always just open somehow.
yeah, exactly. And if it's not him, they've actually been able to figure out something with MVS, and Rishi Rice has come into his own. This has been again. I'm super excited. I think I said it last week, and I've said it all week on all different shows that you can't hate people that are just hating on greatness. Get away from that. Get away from those people that are just like, the best seeds are in the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's why they're the number 1 seed. fucking idiot. That's why they're the top seed because they're the best teams. You're like, oh, they're this way, that way. They won games. That's all they needed to do, and sure enough, they have, regardless of how they
The
got there.
Chiefs weren't even the top seed this year.
No,
Ravens
yeah, they were a
were,
three
and they
seed.
cooked them up.
Yeah, they were a three seed. They went. They had the harder path. They went through the Dolphins, Bills, and
Yeah,
Ravens.
we talked about last week, and the
Yeah,
49ers just scraped past the
yeah.
Packers and the Lions. And you had the Lions there. So I mean
I know,
they
right?
literally just beat them.
Shout out to Yessie for this one. Thank you, baby. Mwah, this was the birthday gift.
The man
Uh,
himself. Now you have to dye your hair blue.
I was thinking that too. I honestly was thinking that too. I was about to pull the trigger. But no, yeah, no, haven't found the stylist to do so. Uh, where were we? No, yeah, number one seed in San Fran, number three seed in Kansas City, and regardless, if they've had the bye, barely getting past the Packers and the Niners, who again we argued that the Packers were the hottest team and they got by them. Fine, that's okay too. Coming back the way that they did, down 24-7 against the Lions, pretty impressive still. Even if they again just scrape by, if the Lions let them back in still
Yeah.
had to take the opportunity and go get there. So I personally think the correct teams are here. You could even with we've said it again last week. Any one of those combinations of teams, you would say the rightful teams are here. I still stand by that here. This is going to be one hell of a ball game, and I've been sitting on here for a second. So go ahead, dive in. Like I said, I'm Chiefs until it's not. So go give me your thoughts, feelings, predictions.
Uh, well, kind of to piggyback on what you said and reiterate what I was saying last week because nothing has really changed on my end. I'm Team Chiefs for the Super Bowl. I'm taking Mahomes. I'm taking Kelsey. I'm riding with the Taylor Swift hype. I'm got fuck everybody going against it. Why not have some fun? She just won her fourth Grammy for Best Album the other night. Now she has, I think, the most Grammys for Best Album ever. So, that's cool. She's
Cool.
cooking it up. Now Travis Kelce needs to go cook it up and win so they can both have a trophy. It's going to inspire Kelce even more. Mahomes is going to be cooking.
Yeah.
Mahomes has only lost to Tom Brady in the Super
And
Bowl.
oh yeah, Tom Brady and Joe Burrow just in
Yeah.
AFC. But yeah, sorry,
In
that
the
was
AFC, yeah, AFC, Joe Burrow, Super Bowl 2-1, only lost to Tom Brady, never, not even in the league anymore. You think Brock Purdy is gonna be able to keep up with Patrick Mahomes? I don't know. And he's got the weapons for sure, and that's gonna
yeah.
help him out. It's gonna be a close game. I'm not. Both teams are very good. They deserve to be here, but yeah, I've bet against the Chiefs a lot of times this year, and I realized that should not do that ever. So I'm riding with the Chiefs. They're underdogs, great against the spread when they're underdogs, money line when they're underdogs. So we're riding with Patrick Mahomes. I mean, again, who else would you want your money on to have some fun during the Super Bowl? Every drive you're gonna know we got Patrick Mahomes going out there, baby. We're gonna have a chance to win this game no matter what, and that's the kind of quarterback he is. No matter what, you have a guy like him, and you're always gonna have a shot, just like it was with Aaron Rodgers on the Packers. I always had faith no matter what. I always thought we had a chance to come back because we had a guy like Aaron Rodgers that can make the plays and he proved it time after time again that he was more than capable of doing that. And Mahomes is doing it too. So I'm taking him. I'm taking the Chiefs and think we're both are taking the Chiefs then. And
Yeah. My wallet is going with the Chiefs. My heart wants to take, of course, the Niners. Like I said, I got a soft spot for Christian McCaffrey. Besides having him in my fantasy team, I just think he's a phenomenal player. The numbers will speak for itself. And then if he just adds a ring, he can go down in just like arguments of like the bar arguments of like, Christian McCaffrey's one of the best running backs of all time, one of those type deals. I think that's deserving. That holds like again all those names very deserving. And then George Kittle being wrestling fan to wrestling fan. I think that would be pretty cool if he got one too. Did you
he's a
see him
Bears fan
react?
too.
Who?
He's a Bears fan
Oh
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah. I saw he was having talks about what the Bears should do about the pick. That I thought that was interesting, but I thought his take on on the Rock coming back was more interesting.
What? I didn't
You didn't see his
know.
he was actually again, unless it was AI generated, he was reacting to the whole Cody Rhodes WrestleMania storyline that's going on right now. Someone had asked him. So
Wow.
again, just knowing that he's a big wrestling fan, that was probably number one. That would be probably number one on my questionnaire. Like, hey, what's your reaction? Wow, I was Raw. Like, what? That wasn't that crazy? Or
That's
SmackDown?
amazing that they're just asking him that.
Straight up. But I mean, this is fantastic. You mentioned it obviously. This the fuck the Swift haters, fuck the Swift the non-Swifties. That honestly, that's a sidebar. That might not even be a factor because apparently she's gonna be in Tokyo and a post laid out that it's possible that she could land in Las Vegas, but that's still a 16-hour flight, and they're doing that with like a couple hours to spare. So everything would need to be perfect, and I think the NFL script writers can still make that happen. But
Um,
uh, either way, they'll probably get a doppelganger they'll get someone to stand in. uh, I know we're obviously going to get to props and lines and stuff like that. And in my mind, you mentioned Purdy. I don't think that's going to be, necessarily the factor. He can be the bus driver and get it done, but I think Vegas is predicting that CMC is going to be the dog. He's got 90.5 rushing yards is his line.
oh
Another
my.
addition, I think rush receiving is right around 130.5 receiving. So almost panic. They're basically setting him up for a 150-yard day for the Niners to go ahead and win this ball game. It's nothing that he hasn't done before. Christian McCaffrey doing Christian McCaffrey like things isn't out of his repertoire. He's been a little banged up, but it could even just be the run game that plays huge on this. As great as the Chiefs defense has been all year, the run defense has been a little bit lax. So if the Chiefs defense somehow, some way is able to lock down Christian McCaffrey and forcing Brock Purdy to throw the football, similar to what they had to do against the AFC Championship against the Ravens, completely locking down the run game to a point where the Ravens just gave up, even though they shouldn't have. They gave up. Locking down the run game and forcing Lamar Jackson to throw. Do you think that could be a similar scenario, similar game script that the Chiefs defense is going to want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I mean, I guess I don't know if you have to worry about Purdy running as much as Lamar, but
And Purdy's line is set at 12.5. So again, I don't think that's going to be the case either.
no. Yeah, it's
He
just
had those clutch runs against the Lions, but I don't think that does not happen. That's once in a blue moon.
yeah, it was just a predicament and he just so happened to make the play at that moment, but it's not really like him. I mean, they're gonna try do whatever they can to lock up those stars on the 49ers because they have way more talent on the offense than the Ravens do, I think. So, I
Without a
mean,
doubt.
yeah, and we've said it so many times as Kittle, McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk. And I mean, it's just disgusting. They
I'll
have a
even go
great,
as far as Guile Juice check. That's
yeah,
Elijah Mitchell, not that bad of a backup.
they have a great O line, and it's just a very hard team to beat. So I mean, it's going to be tough. But if the thing is, they're going to have to rattle Brock Purdy because if they're able to get him shaken up and throwing bad passes, then that's how they're going to win the game. But if
Yeah.
because these superstars are getting the ball, then they're just going to cook them up like they do. So I mean, that's going to be their main thing. They have to get the pressure in. Chris Jones and those guys have to bring that pressure and get to Brock Purdy as much as they can.
Yeah, Brock Purdy, I think he has enough ability to be very accurate and make some dime passes, make some, closer passes than most. And then it's very much on Debo, Ayuk, Kittle to get those yards after catch. And sure enough, they are yak monsters. That's exactly what they are. Switching on over to the Chiefs side of things, stats wise, something I'm looking at, or numbers are just lines wise. Sitting at 70.5 receiving yards on his line, as well as 6.5 receptions, is Travis Kelce. Both very heavy, very juiced on the over. So -150, I believe, for his receptions, -130
Wow.
to hit his over on yardage. I see one of those fun bets, and we'll get to it for like the for the Swifties section on DraftKings.
Yeah.
Uh, I believe it's just called Mine, and it's for Travis Kelce to get 87.5 receiving yards at plus 130 or something like that. I mean, juiced up a little bit more, only adding 17 more yards. That's basically one more reception. I don't see why not. I don't see the harm in taking that play. So I'll gladly take that one, son. I was thinking, of course, I mean, we kind of interluded anyways. Every time you hit, if you play one of those for the Swifties and it hits and it cashes, you have to play the song. There's no, I
Yeah.
mean, that has to go. That has to happen. So I haven't heard half of these probably. I know probably just in the car radio. I can't sit here and lie and be like, I haven't heard a single one of these. I mean, just naturally being at a wedding or being, at a party out in public, you're gonna hear Taylor Swift. So again, most likely I've heard of some of these are really like, some of them were out there. I thought 15, 22, a lot of numbers. I guess she's into that. Maybe she's good at math. Uh,
If you hear the songs, you'll know them
Oh,
for
exactly. Yeah,
sure.
you'll tap your foot. Um, I thought that was a very, and that's exactly why. Again, just people hating on the Taylor Swift thing. As a guy that loves puns and shit like this is awesome. Going in there, you're making like that had to be so much fun for some of the stats players. Like, yeah, pick a song, make this based off that. Hell yeah, that's pretty good. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool. Again, like it's just add a little bit more fun. Um, yeah, I really like Kelsey's line. Of course, I think he's going to be the go-to target, obviously. Uh, but I like a lot of these long shot touchdowns. Is there anything on the Chiefs side of things? Is there any particular Chief player, maybe not named Travis Kelsey, that you're thinking is just going to stand out and have a big, ginormous day to help out the Kansas City Chiefs?
Rashid Rice.
Rashid Rice.
And I mean Pacheco, obviously, but he's probably a favorite to score.
He is, I believe. I'll take a quick gander as I'm pulling everything up. Touchdowns. I mean, for obviously McCaffrey's at -120, at minus 210
Oh,
for an anytime touchdown.
oh,
Isaiah Pacheco is -120. He's the highest favorite on the Chiefs according to DraftKings. But again, I'm trying to pull up a little bit more of a long shot
-200 anytime touchdown is wild.
in the
And
Super Bowl.
scoring touchdown is not easy.
No,
It's just like, I mean, he's McCaffrey, but he's for sure gonna get one, right? Like that's just why he's -200.
for him to score two or more is plus 245,
I
which
like that.
again, plus 245 is right around Patrick Mahomes anytime touchdown is at plus 380. That's
Oh,
yeah. Just ahead of that would be plus 170 for Ayuk for an anytime touchdown. But what I'm looking at and it was being tossed around, and I think I like it just because if it's a blowout or even if it is just a meaningful touch, it could go his way. Kyle Juszczyk plus 900 for an anytime touchdown. He's been
I
thrown
could see
around.
that.
He got a touch within the five last week, or on in the NFC Championship game. Man, and I mean McCaffrey, if they are going to go that way, he can see the ball upwards of 25 times. He'll probably need a breather. Kyle Juszczyk throwing it around. Shanahan will change things up. And I think that can be the case. You can make the same argument for Elijah Mitchell. I think someone I heard was like, his over under on his rushing attempts is only at like 1.5. Again, if McCaffrey needs a breather, I'll take that. Two
Yeah,
rushing
what?
attempts. Again, if he can get a goal line touch, it's possible. Uh, which I also saw, again, going back to Kelsey, a ton of Kelsey props for obvious reason. Kelsey for like one rushing yard is plus 400 for him to get five rushing yards, which is one of those Swifty. I think it's just called run for Travis Kelsey to get 5 rushing yards, like plus 1,000.
That is
I'll
not
yeah,
happening.
I don't think so either. But again, Andy Reid likes to get a little tricky in the games like this, which is why someone wanted to argue that Kadarius Toney could get a touchdown, which I don't know. I don't even know if he sees the field. I know again it'd be pretty crazy,
Yeah,
but
in such a big game like this with all the shit he's been doing, I
yeah.
don't know.
He's plus 1,200 for an anytime touchdown,
Oh
so
my God. Well, I guess it's worth a
it's
shot
worth a
in the dark.
sprinkle. It's worth a sprinkle. Um, yeah, Kadarius Toney plus 1,200 for an anytime touchdown. No one really after that. It's just a ton of you know, Jordan Mason. That's the third string. That's a tough look. So of course you're gonna roll with. I'm gonna roll with a few chalk. I'm probably gonna throw McCaffrey in for a touchdown. I might throw him for first TD at plus 400.
Hmm.
Uh, kind of same thing with Pacheco. I was thinking that. And there was one other novelty and one other little one I saw. The first touchdown jersey score over under 22 and a half. So you let me know what you would be on the side of. If you're getting 22 and a half, that's 23. That's Christian McCaffrey's number. So over 22 and a half, you're getting Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, you're getting Kelsey, you're getting Kittle, you are getting I'm gonna is there anybody else that you're getting?
Mainly, a lot of the receivers will probably be the lower numbers.
Yeah, that would be exactly that case. So that would be Debo, that would be Isaiah Pacheco. You would still have Rishi Rice. He's number 4. Brandon Ayuk is number 15.
I think so.
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, same thing with Juwan Jennings. He's got a low number. Jerick McKinnon, who's been I mean, he hasn't been around. He's been hurt, but he's plus 550 for an anytime touchdown. That would be actually an interesting one. Jerick McKinnon. I don't know.
Huh,
That's a weird one.
I don't know about.
He's got the same odds as Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's actually seen the field as of late. So it would be again. I'm not putting my house on it, but I would bank on if McKinnon is healthy. I'm putting McKinnon in over Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't see CEH doing anything.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think that was always that's a nice little deal right there. Any other names popping out at you? Anything we should, obviously, Kelsey -1 is -110. That's all the chalk right there. McCaffrey, Pacheco, Kelsey. And then that's where Debo is where you start getting a little bit of juice, plus 135, plus 130 for Rishi Rice. Kittle plus 155 and plus 170 for Brandon Ayuk is kind of
Wow.
right there. Yeah, so
Kittle.
uh, yeah, I'm not everybody, but I had an inkling that Kittle is going to have a game. I think he's going to have a nice little day. Again, jokingly, we were saying because a wrestling fan or just having a wrestling day, but he's due. He's due. He had that little sound bite. He's like, I'll be back. I'll be back here. I think when he was at the last time he was at the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. One of the few people that were on the last team that was at the last Super Bowl. Uh, if you got something like that, you got a little chip on your shoulder, due for a nice game like that. So I think his receptions are at 3.5. His yardage is only at 47.5, I believe. I can double check just really quick on that. Uh, yeah, for receiving for Kittle, 47.5 -130, and receptions, yeah, with 3.5. So I think that's pretty awesome. I think he's due for a nice day. Before we hit some props or some novelties or anything else extra, want to take a gander at some MVP?
Oh yeah.
Okay, MVP.
Let me
I
get this
think, of
open.
course, you'll go chalk and you still get some plus money from Mahomes and Purdy, but Christian McCaffrey at plus 475 needs to be like the favorite. I think that after that goes there, and then it kind of falls off the way. Kelsey at plus 1,200, Debo plus 2,000, Pacheco 2,800, and Rishi Rice 5,000 actually better than Ayuk. Ayuk and Kittle are the same thing at plus 6,000, and then I'll finish it off with this one: Nick Bosa at 70 plus 7,500. Uh, Any one of those names stick out to you, or are you kind of just on like this idea again? If big game, relying on him, gotta go with McCaffrey.
I'll see.
Kelsey, yeah, I mean that's again. You would think that all this time, all this preparation, all the focus being on you and your relationship, he absorbs it. He absorbs the limelight. He like a sponge. So that would be prime example of something to do like that.
Plus 1200, and he scores a couple touchdowns or something, and Chiefs win. Who knows? But
Yeah.
it could probably go with Mahomes then. I mean, that's just the
Yeah,
thing.
of course, but if Mahomes throws an interception or fumbles, you can always make that argument there. There was, I mean, obviously Cooper Cup winning not like a year or two ago. That's it's possible that you get away with not having a QB as the MVP, but less than likely. Travis Kelce would have to have like a 10 reception, 150-yard game for two scores, which is possible, which is very, very
Yeah.
possible, and get some key first downs. Like if it's like a 27-24 ball game and he's like, oh, you just need one more reception with a minute left, and they go to him, he'll probably end up getting that. Yeah, that's been good. Let's take if you're good with that, we can take a quick look at some novelties that are released in the DraftKings Sportsbook. I liked let me pull it up and make sure I have the right odds. No touchback, yes or no on no touchback is plus 300. That has been 24-6 in the past 30 Super Bowls, hitting no. Do with that as you may. Uh,
Hmm.
what was the one I had? Again, right here. Offensive lineman to score a touchdown. I take it every year. I'll take it every single year. Plus 4,000. Thank you very kindly. I think that it might just be one of those things where Shanahan's in there. He'll teach Dan Campbell how to get an offensive lineman into the end zone. So bang, something like that. He's not very spiteful,
I
but
like it.
and I also say it doesn't need to be necessarily a designated play. Say there's a fumble, fat guy falls on it in the end zone, touchdown. That's how I got my only career touchdown in football. I fell on the football in the end zone. Touchdown, fat guy. Yeah, exactly. Uh, yeah, I mean, we'll take a little bit, not too much longer on this one. Just the specials and very heavy for the over on the longest drive to be 77.5. So that's of course just a little bit longer than a touchback. I think these punters can boot it. So I think they can have some drives that start within their 15-yard line and make get in there for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's on the table, but minus 170, not priced at the best thing for me. Heads or tails? Who you hitting? Heads or tails? They're both plus 100. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is he flipping? Are you gonna flip a coin to figure it out? I can't tell what that is. We're trying, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's heads. I'm saying the
No, I
same
didn't
thing.
flip it yet.
Oh, you didn't say. Oh, okay. Damn it. Oh, we're flipping it
I wanted
live to
to flip it
determine.
live on here.
Okay. All right. That'll
Um,
determine what we go with. Okay. Make sure you flip that
oh,
sucker. Flip it nice and good.
I need to hang on. I'm fucking up live. Here we go. That's a good one.
That's a good flip. I saw that. What do we got? What do we got? What are we going with? Our money will be going on.
It's heads.
It's heads. Let's go. I wanted it to be on heads. I think heads is due for a run. I know our buddy Bill sent it in the group chat. The last 10 Super Bowls, 7-3 are tails. Just before that, there was a five Super Bowls in a row was heads, then followed it up with 4 Super Bowls in a row with tails. I think heads is due for another run. I love that it landed on heads. Love when the stars are
We're
aligned like
we're
that.
heads.
Rolling with heads.
I'm gonna
If I
do
get
my
if I
classic parlay of small. I'm gonna parlay the coin toss and then some other stuff. So if the coin toss loses, it's like Damn it.
Yeah, no, it is. I love those. The rip the band-aid right away bets. I love
Like
that.
uncut gems.
Yeah, just parlay the coin toss with the touchback and then maybe the national anthem if you can. I would definitely shout out the girl Reba. I'm a survivor. She's gonna hold them notes.
Oh
Someone
yeah.
said in the comment section, I think it's exactly right. He's like, these old heads, they want to savor the moment. They're gonna hit over by a mile. So yeah, Reba to McIntyre to sing the over for the national anthem.
Love it.
Uh, let's think any other things on that fun thing on that. Yeah, let me just hit the for the Swifties. I had actually a couple that I thought were really good. I think we landed on the same ones. Anti-hero Brock Purdy plus over 250 yards passing and 2 passing touchdowns is plus 200. If you want to take it a step forward, they do have fearless Brock Purdy 300 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, and the Niners to win plus 1,000. Again, if Mike's background indicates at least most of these that we're seeing right here exactly that you can find these on the DraftKings Sportsbook. So thank you again, courtesy of DraftKings for these all these lines right here. Um, I
I love
actually
you, DraftKings.
yeah, exactly that. 15, Patrick Mahomes, 15 rushing yards, 250, 15 passing yards at minus 140. You're like, oh, that's a little bit low. Of course, because his rushing yards is at 27 and a half, I believe, and his passing is at like 260 and 260 and a half or 268. So you're getting a little, you have to, you're just paying down a little bit. So that's why you got to pay the juice. Um, Again, my craziness, not you're not getting as a lot, but you might as well roll with this. Friendship bracelets. Travis Kelsey or
This
Kyle Juszczyk to score the first touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk is already plus 900 for a touchdown, anytime touchdown. At that point, I might just roll with a Kyle Juszczyk anytime touchdown. So that's kind of what my thinking was right there. Uh, I know you were I knew you were trouble. That's McCaffrey, 150 yards rushing, receiving at plus 160. So again, his line is already at 130 something and a half for rush receiving. So might as well add a couple more yards and get some juice on it. So plus
Yeah, I
160.
like that. I knew you were trouble. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorites.
I like this prop, but I'm not going to take it. I just like the idea of it. This one's called Karma. Travis Kelsey, 0 receptions, and the Niners to win plus 3,000. I mean, again, never wishing injury upon somebody, but God forbid, first play, first couple of plays, someone goes to him, they throw over someone, just gets rocked. Travis Kelsey's out the rest of the game, and the Niners can go ahead and win that ball game. That you'd be sitting there like, damn, that's unfortunate, but I just cashed a plus 3,000 prop. Like, that's pretty cool. But again, never. I want to see a good game. I want Travis Kelsey to be there the entire time and catching passes. Though that's why I'm not taking that one. Just thought it was funny. Just thought that was a really
Yeah.
funny one.
So
There's
he's
only
gonna get a catch in like the
he
first
might be
drive
yeah,
of his.
yeah, exactly that. If you're betting like first play, I'll take pass and I'll take it to Travis Kelsey. Well, I don't know what those odds are. Probably even. Uh, that's why I like this one to counter. This one's called mine. Travis Kelsey, 87 plus receiving yards, and that's plus 190 again. His line is at 70 and a half. What's 17 more yards at it was already at minus 150 to hit 70 and a half yards. Might as well get plus 190 for 17 more yards.
Well,
Um,
yeah, those are both my favorites. Then are that, and I knew you were trouble. Both on
yeah.
separate teams. So you got a chance on both sides.
Yeah, that's always
I
fun. Nice
like.
and fun to spread it out like that. Um, Again, kind of fun with this one. Today was a fairy tale. Travis Kelsey to score a touchdown and the Chiefs to win plus 240. So that's always usually a layup of a parlay right there. That's always nice and fun. So you get the juice from Kansas City being the underdog, but eating a little bit away is Kelsey because he's like minus 110 to score anytime. That might be it on my side of things. Was there anything else in this for the Swifties page that really caught your eye? Just even if you're not taking it, was there any other fun ones that I may have missed?
Oh,
Oh, sorry. You belong with Rasheed, Travis Kelsey, or Rasheed Rice to score a touchdown in the first half plus 120. Again, you might as well go with a plus 130 anytime touchdown for Richie Rice. You get the entire game to score that. But fun because you just have the opportunity for Kelsey or Rice to get plus 120. I guess that's just basically, if you want an anytime touchdown in the first half for Kelsey, that's basically what that prop is, plus 120 for that, which isn't too bad.
I like that. You get two chances with him and Rasheed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Which is again kind of what I was thinking. The only person that's not named Kelsey that might be catching passes will be Rishi Rice and maybe MVS for a deep bomb, but can't really count on that all too much anymore. Man, oh man, they got a couple
I
more
th
uh you know tabs. So, but of course, take the time, bet responsibly, gamble responsibly. I'll take a quick look at just what maybe the first drive, but they don't have, yeah, they don't have like person or anything like that. Oh yeah, result of first drive, each team first drive, score on first drive. Ooh, catch a pass.
Gator lady color.
Gatorade color. What are you rolling with? What are you thinking?
Well, my brother, he said that he's won like 4 years in a row on Gatorade color,
Are
which is
you kidding?
crazy. But he
Yeah,
said he
that's
says it's just, but like I guess we'll take either red because they're both red
that's what I was thinking.
or blue because my brother says blue's everyone's favorite.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking too. And they're pretty decently priced. I think they're both at plus 350.
They both are, yeah.
I like the Gatorade color. I think we're hitting basically hit all the
We're
high
agreeing
spots.
on everything.
Yeah, which is a little scary, but that's okay too. Uh yeah, I think that's basically all the big ones, over on the national anthem, but that's not really available on DraftKings. That's more on the like the offshore ones. Uh Heads, we're rolling with heads. We're going to roll with, yeah, I got a couple anytime touchdowns there for sure. We got a lot of props for the Swifty thing.
Touchback, no
Yeah, no
touchback.
touchback if that's still there. We're going with that. Kelsey basically for the first catch, first play, most likely a pass. But I like that. I like that. This is gonna be fun. It's
Super
gonna
Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah. With that, I'll take a quick thing at my notes. But any other lingering thoughts, questions, concerns with the Super Bowl? Um, Yeah. Anything else for I mean, final score prediction?
Huh.
Because I do. I mean, as much as I do like these.
31-28
Ooh,
Chiefs.
worth it. Ooh, that's a nice big over right there. A lot of offense in that. I like that. That's kind of what I was thinking. If it is, it could be as low as 24-17 in my mind, but I'm kind of thinking 27-24, similar to the Chiefs Bills. And it could even come down to exactly that. It could be like a last drive type deal, just needing a first down, and the Chiefs can go ahead and get it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's the flip side. So rolling with the Chiefs with my money, but I want the Niners to go ahead and win it. So and that with my mindset right there, can't go wrong. Ton of guys that I like either way going to be winning a Super Bowl. So that's that. Super Bowl Swifty 8, Super Bowl 58, excuse me. Gonna be rolling down. There you go. That's gonna be fun. I think that's that. I think that's all good, ready to roll. So we're good with the Super Bowl. And of course, obviously, that's all we'll be talking about next week is recapping everything with that, picking up all the pieces. Hopefully, we're
Oh
not
yeah.
completely in shambles. Uh,
Yeah, hopefully we're really excited next episode.
You know,
And
I mean, obviously, I do always gamble responsibly. I'll throw that out jokingly and not jokingly. I mean, I'll spill the beans. Like I budget the way that I do every year. It's either I'm gonna throw like $50, anywhere between 50 and $100, and I'm gonna even budget that where I'm gonna play five. I'm gonna do 10 $5 plays, or I'm gonna do $25 plays if I have $100, or 10 $10 plays. Just be mindful and have fun with it. And if the bets are really overwhelming you and overtaking the game and making you not have fun because, oh, I didn't get it. The touchback all the way at the beginning of the game is you're like, oh, why are you so pouty? It's the third quarter, Nick. Like, oh yeah, exactly that. Then it's not worth it. That's exactly it. This should be fun. Again, I want to be right, and if I'm not right, I get a little pouty, but I'll get over it because I know this game is going to be fantastic. I'll only get pissy if it's going to be like a 13-3 snoozer, basically like the Patriots and Rams. So that's basically all I got to say on that. We say gamble responsibly. I say that all the time, and I do that. I just want hopefully people are not just hearing it, actually putting it into perspective because it's this is exploding. This is not going to get any smaller. Sports gambling. This is only going to get
No.
larger every single year. This will be the most gambled day, whatever it is. Everyone's gonna all sports books are going to see the most spike up in bets, accounts, everything, deposits, withdrawals. Everything's going to come on this Sunday. So with that even being said, maybe take the day beforehand, deposit, get a couple bets in beforehand so you're not sitting there like, oh, I can't sign in. It's 3 o'clock. I want to get one more bet in. But, shit's going to be locked down because there's going to be so much traffic. Everyone's going to be wanting to put in bet in. So, again, put it in beforehand. Don't be upset when you can't get something in. Maybe that's just some higher power telling you don't place it. Don't do it. Not worth it. So,
Hmm.
if that's the case, of course, do that. Always gamble responsibly. Do not I truthfully say that. Do not gamble anything that you are not willing to lose. That's the best part. So don't want to be a stick in the mud. Don't want to be your
100%.
don't want to be your parents or whatnot. But that's exactly that. It's gone from one state going from sports gambling being legal to 34, 33, or 34 in like a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
So again, it's just
A
it's
couple years.
yeah, it's just a handful before I don't think all 50 because there'll be still a couple whole hum conservative states that just not in my town. Uh, that'll just kind of be the thing there, but it's not getting any smaller. Is basically what I'm saying. So know the signs, know the warnings, the red flags, all that fun jazz. It's as cliche as it sounds. It can really fuck people's lives up. So that's all I have to say on that. Uh, Lighter note, appetizers, not appetizers on the show, but like and when you're sitting down at the Super Bowl party, what's the go-to? What's your favorite appetizer? What's the go-to food that you must have for the Super Bowl?
I have,
I know there's a handful for me, but I mean, gotta have wings. I have to have wings.
yeah,
Some
I
sort of
mean,
fashion. I need to be able to dip some sort of chicken that has buffalo sauce and ranch just all over the place. I need me some sort of wing, some sort of wing supplement. I guess if that's the case for me. So that's what I need. I need me
I
some
just
wings.
love the goddamn pizza, man. Just give
Yeah,
me some goddamn pizza and I'm
yeah.
happy.
Very
But
simple over here. Very simple. Yeah. I mean, I can't go. What? I no one yeah, no one really goes crazy. No one, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just yeah, just give me some wings. That's all I really need. uh
mozzarella sticks, but that's not really
mm,
a Super Bowl thing.
yeah, yeah, if you just need something some little finger foods, yeah, that'd be something good to go to. It'd be very obscure if I said that, like stuffed mushrooms or something like that. Yeah,
Mm.
that's a little bougie. But if we're good on that, good on the Super Bowl. We ready to rock and roll. Uh hopefully Dom's ready to and let us go for that, so that'll be cool. Uh, yeah, we can talk some NBA. Get on, get a couple of things rolling with that. Zach Lavine out for the Bulls, unfortunately. Got some All Stars talk to get to. So how about that? How's that sound?
Yeah.
Coolio. Yeah, we got some good news. We got some bad news. We'll start with the bad news. Unfortunately, Zach Lavine out for the remainder of the season with I'm butchering it. Probably was his foot and everything. Taking care of his foot and his ankle now. I'm not a
I
doctor,
think
but
it was the ankle. Yeah, I mean, I'll look it up real fast just to make sure,
yeah,
but
just so I'm not looking like a complete idiot out here. But yeah, out for the remainder of the year.
yeah, foot.
Okay, yeah,
Surgery on right foot.
Yeah, that's a bummer. That's a bummer because, of course, right around the corner was the trade deadline, and I've heard speculation that he's just not faking this injury, but insisting that he gets surgery right now, right conveniently right around the trade deadline, so the Bulls can't dump him, so he can just kind of just linger around and get paid. So I don't subscribe to that. It's got some legs to it, but I do not subscribe to that narrative. I do, however, just want to focus on the fact that it's at the however you want to spin it. It's a bummer for the Bulls. If you wanted to keep Lavine, you can't. He's out. Going to be out the rest of the season. If you wanted him gone, can't happen. Out the rest of the season. Cannot trade an injured player. So it sucks. It really does suck, and it's not reassuring that the Bulls and the front office are saying, "Oh, we're holding the fort down. We're gonna maybe we might add pieces because we can be in the playing game." Oh boy, that's exactly what fans want to hear. That's very reassuring that with the sky's the limit. We're shooting right for the top. We're shooting for the seventh seed.
Hmm.
Fuck. I'm not again. I've been on the side of blow it the fuck up. Kobe White, build it around him. I would love to keep Io. I would love to keep Alex Caruso, who at this point is the most valuable trade piece possibly in this trade deadline. You can throw out a couple more names, I'm sure, like Buddy Hield or something like that. But I think Alex Caruso because everyone wants him and he's a glue guy. He can fit right into anything, but build around Kobe White. Hopefully keep Alex Caruso. Hopefully keep Io. Everyone's going to have to go. DeMar DeRozan, 36 years old, at least sometime soon. Dump him. 7 foot center in Vucevic that doesn't do nothing. He's a soccer player. Out. Dump him. It's a shame. And again, like I say, you gotta sit here and linger on Lavine as soon as he is healthy. Dump him. It's just as simple as that. So go give it to people that have picks and that just surround Io, surround Kobe with talent is my mindset. So we've seen a world without Zach Lavine. Not that bad. Not that bad. As Bulls fans. So
They've been fine, honestly.
exactly. However, haven't really seen the world without Caruso. Actually, we have, and that one was very bleak because he's 3-and-D guy. He's very very versatile in the sense that he can just be a starter and he can be just a son of a bitch on and just be a pest the entire game, or he can come off the bench and just be the defense that you need. He can be a spot up 3-pointer that you need. He can just provide a little bit of offense and actually be a facilitator too while he's at it. Very, very just a glue guy all the way around on a lot of squads, and especially for this one. So I could see why he's highly sought after for good reason. I've been talking a little too long. Any thoughts on just on Lavine being out for this extended period of time? How it affects the Bulls?
So, yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate, but I think the Bulls will be able to be fine when he's out. They prove that they can play when he's not in the lineup, so it's not the end of the world, but it is unfortunate they weren't able to make a trade happen, or I don't know, because I did want to get some pieces for him, and who knows what's going to happen at the end of the season and once he's back and fully healed. I mean, I don't even know. Like you said, we've been wanting to blow the team up for a while. It's just something new because we can't really compete against anyone with the team we have, sadly. But
Said time and again, the Bulls are in complete purgatory. Not bad enough to be top number one, two, three in the draft lottery. Not good enough to be the number one, two, or three seed in the East. It's, it sucks.
yeah,
It's just stuck with anywhere between the 14th and 22nd overall pick every year. Like what the hell? How you can't build a team like that. And then when you go into free agency next year is going to be not good. Not good. I mean,
oh,
best name I can think of off the top of the dome is going to be like Pascal Siakam, who most likely is going to re-sign with the Pacers. Klay Thompson, who's most likely going to re-sign with the Golden State Warriors. It's a lot of vets and a lot of big names that are most likely just going to stick around with their teams. So
Great.
slim pickings, slim pickings for the Bulls free agency wise. Going to have to go with this draft. And there's a lot of talent. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just in a rough spot right now, and I always just wish they
yeah,
can figure it out. We have some decent pieces,
yeah.
and
The bright spot is Kobe. He's improved on every single stat category that he's played in, and it's just I feel like, personally, you throw for sure a couple names like Tyrese Maxey, rightfully so, in the reserve spot, but I think Kobe White could have been argued there, and he should get some sort of participation. He should be in the 3-point contest, maybe, but
hmm,
I don't know. That's just me trying to be the Bulls guy, trying to be the Bulls homer, but
I mean,
there
yeah,
you
and like
go.
Caruso's a great player, and they need to keep him.
Yeah,
It's like this, he just can't leave because he is great.
big time. Yeah, big time. Again, just if the Bulls do make any moves. Do you think? I mean, I've heard just some of them maybe just like gonna. Some people, some teams that are gonna make like a deeper run might want like Andre Drummond. Just because the 76ers just lost Joel Embiid for a month, they might make the
They'll try
arrangement.
to trade Drummond.
Yeah,
I mean, it always just I would say it just depends on what they get for him. I mean,
yeah.
I don't mind a trade ever as long as
As
we
long
get
as
some
yeah,
decent stuff for it. I
as
don't
long as
want
the
to see
return
a
is right.
notification and then it's like, great, we got hosed or we got fucked and now we're in a worse spot than we were before.
I always do like that when it's vice versa every single time. Whenever there's a trade in the NFL or there's a move in the NBA, there's just the comment is, "Can you explain this in NBA terms? Can you explain this in NFL terms?" And I just don't like when there's a Bulls trade or something like that. It's just like, yeah, the Bulls just gave away LeBron James or the Bulls just gave away Tom Brady and they got back Ryan Leaf or something like that. Exactly, just. It's
Oh
it's it's
God.
it's a shame. Again, we've been doing this show for upwards of a year. I've been doing fucking the Degenerates and all just podcasting for upwards of 2 years now, and haven't had any bright notes on the Bulls as of late. And it's getting to be a bummer. It's going to be an absolute bummer. So hopefully it's on the up and up. We can talk a little bit of all stars just so we can be positive and end the basketball section on a positive note. I think we did reveal the starters, and we talked
Yeah.
about a little bit of snubs. Um, you know, but full on, just starting off with the East side: Giannis, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, and Lillard and Jason Tatum getting the starting nods for the East side. So far, I mean, so far so good. You could maybe argue Damian Lillard, and I think I could have right there as to not be the starters, to not be even in there at all. But on the reserve side, Bam Adebayo, Paolo Banchero, the young man from Orlando, Scotty Barnes, actually just added recently today, I believe. I think Julius Randle, because he's injured, he is out. And then being added is Trae Young as well. Jalen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell. Oh, Julius Randle's still there, and then Trae Young. Okay, so an injury replacement uh, is Trae Young, and so is Scotty Barnes. So who's
Okay.
who's banged up besides Randall? Just Randall. Okay. So two added right there. Flipping over the West really quick. LeBron James is the captain. Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, the young man from OKC, I believe he's the most 30-point games so far on the young season, and Nikola Jokic are the starters for the West. Rounding out the reserves really quick: Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Karl Anthony Towns. So a ton of Anthonys on the West side. I am kind of either way. I know I rattle off a ton of names yeah. What were the snubs? Anybody in there that isn't very deserving? However you want to absorb this all-star starting lineup, or just in general. What were your initial reactions to any and all of these?
I personally, I thought that it all looked fine when I saw it. I saw them release the reserves, and I thought they were all well deserved. Again, I'm not too like familiar with other I don't know if other people might have deserved it over others because
I
I
have
just
one for sure.
I don't know if
For
they've been
sure on the
cooking
west
it
side.
up, but yeah, I think that I don't know, the names seem to fit the part for the most part.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with obviously, jokingly Kobe White could be in there, but again, Tyrese Maxey as of now is still the front runner for most improved player. I feel like they're kind of a good comp right there as of this moment, but for sure, Domantas Sabonis of the Sacramento Kings, averaging
Uh,
19 19.1 points per game and about 12 rebounds a game, very and just short of 8 assists a game, so right around a triple double. He has very similar numbers to Jokic, but the only difference is a Jokic averages about 4 or 5 more points than Sabonis does. Regardless, that is a former MVP, could possibly be the MVP this year, against the guy who is on a young and up and coming team in the smallest market in all of the NBA, if not all of sports. Sabonis got snubbed without a doubt in my mind. He literally just came off a 26 rebound game 3 days before the reserves were supposed to be announced. So I thought like, oh, that's good enough. That's
that's
good.
lock him in.
Hey, yeah, lock him in. That's good. That's good enough right there. Not even close. Not even close. So who I take out? Uh,
Yeah, I mean, because what are the
maybe Paul,
centers?
maybe Paul George, but again, some have argued that his shooting percentage and his points, the Clippers have been on a tear as of late, so that's hard to tell. The Timberwolves fan in me is not going to take out Karl Anthony Towns or Anthony Davis. They're absolutely killing it, especially Anthony Edwards, absolute dog.
Yeah,
Uh, so again, yeah, tough to say who you take out and if for Sabonis, but that's a big one for me. Sabonis getting snubbed. Just I guess rebounds
yeah,
just aren't valuable. Big man position.
I wasn't too familiar with his stats, so
Wasn't
I mean,
wasn't too familiar with your work.
that's yeah, I mean, it's great, but yeah, I don't know what center to replace. I mean, it's Jokic and and yeah, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony
Yeah.
Towns, like the big men that are in the lineup already. It's like,
Yeah. I mean,
fuck.
overall, people were saying just Sacramento in general kind of got snubbed. Just De'Aaron Fox as well. People were saying got snubbed. East Side up until he was announced that he was a reserve replacement. People were saying, and I would agree, Trae Young. Uh, like, oh, the team is carrying him. No, I mean he's averaging like 28 and 12 assists a game.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
11 or 12 assists a game, just short of Tyrese Halliburton, who's just under 13 assists a game. Which if he does that, that'll break a record, which would be bonkers. Uh, yeah, I mean that can make the sense right there. So I mean, but rightfully on the team is is uh Trae Young, excuse me. So yeah, I mean, of course, we'd love to see some Bulls guys on there. DeMar DeRozan's up there. He's within 20 to top 20 of scoring, I believe. He's very efficient, but old man's not going to get up there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, someone's gonna have to get there and most likely replace Joel Embiid. So we'll see who gets in there on the east side because he'll be
Yeah,
out
that's
for some
true.
time. Yeah, oh, that'll all be fun in games, obviously, and then in due time the dunk contest, the 3 point contest. I think we already mentioned Steph Curry versus the WNBA gal. I don't want to butcher her name. It's I know
Sabrina
Sabrina
something. I don't know how I
Ioneska. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to. I don't want to be disrespectful. So, yeah, there you have it.
she'll cook him up.
We'll leave it there if that's the case. Let's quickly touch upon some MLB and then we can finish it off with some wrestling to end off our night. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Coolio. Just because I feel like it kind of relates to some Cubos. Haven't been doing a ton of White Sox stuff, and I mean rightfully so. Haven't been any big moves. There's been moves, just not any moves that are make you get up off the couch and do anything besides probably make a sandwich. So Corbin Burns from the Milwaukee Brewers heading to the number one seed, the number one team in the AL last year, the Baltimore Orioles. And some are, again, while that's a huge move, a solid piece in Corbin Burns, some are still not convinced that the Orioles rotation is not as good enough. Again, I'm not focused on the Orioles. I'm more or less kind of focused on the Cubs. As soon as I saw that, I said, "Bing, bing, 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 bing." Cubs to win the division. They were already the odds-on favorite. I took them at plus 180. A couple things to consider there. They need a couple of bats, and, uh another pitcher or two because they just lost Stroman. But in a again, being generous when I say a weak division, the Cubs can go ahead and go be almost head and shoulders above, you know, the Cardinals, who completely fell apart last year. It would need to be a complete resurgence from Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado for that all to come together. And what they do, they just added every single old pitcher, so not really relying there. Brewers new manager losing on a big name on Corbin Burns. Still don't have Brandon Woodruff. I don't believe from injury just yet. So that's something to consider there. And Reds are
Wow.
young and up and coming. They might be feisty, something to be aware of. But again, Pirates, they could be somewhere on the Sox side and even will lose upwards of 100 games even if O'Neal Cruz is there. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, was I am I dumb for hopping on the Cubs bandwagon at plus 180?
No, why would you be dumb? They've
I
got a
mean,
great team,
yeah,
and that yeah, I mean, yeah, it's some tough competition with the Reds. Really, I think it's
yeah.
their biggest threat. But yeah, the Brewers have kind of been on decline, and Cardinals, yeah, were absolute ass, and the Pirates are also horrible. So
Yeah.
like you were just saying. So
Yeah, I mean, with that being my mindset, I'm sure, of course, 162 games. Somewhere later on down the line, there'll be a fight for something. But odds-on favorite, might as well get it right now before it becomes, minus 210. It becomes almost a Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown. I don't want those odds. So I thought that was a solid move. Another one in MLB for good on the Corbin Burns trade. Bobby Witt Jr.
mm,
from the NL Central to the AL Central. Bobby Witt Jr., the young man, signed 11 years with the Kansas City Royals. I,
a
I don't have the
hundred
number.
million something
Yeah, it
like
was like 260, upwards of 260, 280 for like 11, literally 11 years. Well deserved. This kid's gonna be crazy. I think he was I'm just thinking pulling stats out of my ass. I'm gonna look up quickly Bobby Witt Jr.'s stats on the air. I think he had a ton of stolen bases. He had a ton of probably one of the better offensive pieces for the Kansas City Royals. Yeah, let's see. He had 96 RBIs on 177 hits, 97 runs on only 121 strikeouts. Average was a little lower, but 276 in this day and age is not bad. And let me see. Let me see. Stolen bases. Let me see stolen bases really quick. Stolen bases. Stolen bases on the year if MLB the show. So speaking of MLB the show, they announced something pretty interesting, but I'm not even gonna give it the light of day. You go ahead and take the opportunity on that one. I'm not touching that one. Stolen bases. He had 49 stolen bases in 2 years. He has 79 stolen bases.
wow.
They got it. Good job, Royals. This is I'm gonna like watching this kid. Unfortunately, gonna be watching him on the opposing end in our division for some time. In my mind, I don't think the Royals are going anywhere. He probably will only see about 5 years of that deal in Kansas City, but we'll see what happens. Any thoughts on Bobby Wood Jr. really quick?
Yeah, props to him. I mean, he's a great player.
Cha-ching, get
Great,
paid.
and when you play like that, you deserve the money. Now the White Sox and the Oakland A's are the only two teams that have not paid a player $100+ million contract. So that's fun.
We're saving. We're
I don't know
saving.
what we're waiting for, but
We're saving for the next Otani. Simple as that. Who it is, not quite sure. Uh, we're saving for the move. That's what we're saving for. It's
Yeah,
expensive. Those U-Haul trucks are expensive, Mike. I don't know if you've moved.
I
Those
want to have fun watching the Sox.
are Yeah, I do too, but instead we'll be treated to just nice, good giveaways and very, very good food with a mediocre team on the field. That's White Sox
I'll
baseball.
chow down.
Yeah, I go.
Oh,
I'll eat those foot-long hot dogs that's covered with chili cheese and just
oh,
nachos and everything. Whatever else there is that they deep fry it most likely. Yeah, that's fine. While who's a really bad pitcher? Well, probably like Jamison Tyone ties us up for
oh
11
my God.
strikeouts or something like that. Yeah, no problem. That's White Sox baseball, ladies and gentlemen. If we're good on baseball, can quickly finish up with some wrestling. Tons and tons of
Yeah.
things to get to in the squared circle. So let's go ahead and do that. Said it in the intro, and I'll do it again. Finally, The Rock has come back. And boy, oh boy, the response from the people online has been very negative to say the least. In the, the Raw reaction for or not the SmackDown reaction, SmackDown Raw reaction. How would I say it? How do you say that? Whatever. The reaction from the crowd at SmackDown was joyous. Fan footage. It wasn't just pumped in from WWE studios. People were actually excited when The Rock came back. However, the online reaction was the complete opposite. The most disliked video in WWE YouTube history, probably as we're speaking, upwards of 200,000 thumbs down compared to the maybe only 20, 50,000 upvotes. Not good.
500,000 dislikes.
Wow. Holy shit. That's That's not good. Worldwide trend of we want Cody. Uh the only thing I will okay, that's fine and all that. Stop going against the Rock's daughter.
Yeah.
That's the really disgusting thing. But bad on WWE again. Know your personnel. Know the disgusting fans that you have out there. Don't post a video a day ago asking like, "Hey, what's your point of view on this?" Just don't even put her up on your social media because literally all the comments are unrelated to what the post was. It's just, "Oh yeah, that's cool. I hate your dad." It's just that's literally what all the comments are
Yeah.
that are saying. It's just like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty cool." Yeah, your dad versus Roman Reigns should not be happening. It's just you're taking away everything. You're ruining whatever push you may have, and
She
I mean,
was getting death
yeah,
threats because of it.
that's disgusting. That's not at all what any of this is supposed to be about. Some person did want to take a little bit of a stretch and say like, oh, you're no, actually no, that's unrelated. Never mind. Yeah, that's just it's don't be death threats really. Again, wrestling, fictional characters. Am I getting through to you? Uh, Good Jane Silent Bob reference. But exactly this has been crazy. I didn't think I'd be saying this. I am not a fan of this route. I wanted to see Cody Rhodes really finish the story just so we can fucking put our hands up and say, finally, something has been done. Something is finished. I don't have to sit here and be like, anymore with my mouth wide open. Why can't this be done? And no, the substitute. There's no substitute here, and no substitute for sports. The substitute of getting Seth Rollins World Heavyweight Championship. No, that's not finishing a story. That's starting a brand new can of worms. It's starting a brand new story. So no, no, no. And I hate again. All the people are saying that this is a swerve. They're not bringing The Rock to not have The Rock at Mania. That's just they're not going that hard of a swerve
Yeah.
or if it's a triple threat. I don't know. With that being said, again, I would be if I did it, I would be on one of those people that thumbed down the video. I didn't even believe it when you sent that meme. I thought that was a different picture. I said, "Is this real?" And you said yes. It was the picture of just the back of the Rock's head and Cody Rhodes' face, just how displeased he looked. I could not believe it, but then again, I can because the WWE just loves taking a look at some possible guy, building up a guy that may or may not have been their own and saying, "Nope, you're not good enough. Here's our shitty thing that we brought up, and this is what's going to be it." So, here you go. Shoved down your throat once again and tossed to the side is the indie darling Cody Rhodes, AEW betrayer, whatever you want to label him as. I don't even say that anymore. I'm kind of at this point I'm sympathetic to it. It's if that was the goal, I guess mission accomplished. But there you have it. I want Cody Rhodes to finish this goddamn story because I need a new book. This is I'm running up. I'm getting paper cuts from reading this thing over and over again. So what was your initial reaction? What were your thoughts on The Rock coming in for whatever it is? What is your prediction? I don't know. Go ahead, take the floor.
Well, I mean, initially, I have to say, when I was watching SmackDown, I was excited because it's The Rock. I mean, he's one
Never
of the,
not gonna pop for The Rock. That's yeah.
yeah, it's The Rock, man. And I mean, I have talked shit about Cody before, and I am definitely not liked what he did with AEW, but I'm definitely on his side with like he's getting kind of hosed in this situation if he doesn't end up being involved in this match in some way. Because I think there's still a chance that it's going to be a triple threat or something. So it's not, I don't think all hope is lost. And I mean, the triple threat, that just makes the match even bigger. It's like Cody, The Rock, and Roman. It makes the main event even more spectacular. And then if Cody does win, then it's just even better. So.
Nope. Rock gets dragged on top of Cody's lifeless body, and and Roman Reigns retains once again.
Oh my
Dun,
God,
dun,
if
dun,
that
dun, 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 dun,
like The
dun, dun.
Rock, yeah, turned like heel and beat up. Oh my God, dude.
Oh
Oh,
fuck.
I mean, but
Oh my
yeah,
god.
I feel for Cody as Rock basically just came in. He wasn't able to be at last year's WrestleMania, so they had to work around that. But he's here now. He's involved with Endeavor and TKO, and he's one of the top guys. So he said, "I'm going to take this main event," because he basically said I'm more popular than Cody, like he did with CM Punk years ago. So that's what you get. You're cooked, Cody, unless you're still involved in the match. I mean, maybe you're not gonna, but if you're not, then I don't know. Maybe you'll never win the title in WWE or AEW
Yeah,
because this is just not cool.
yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just getting annoying. It's getting annoying. It's probably getting annoying for him. It's getting annoying for actual Cody Rhodes fans. It's just finish something. I mean, can we do something? Can we have that big WrestleMania moment finally? Because it's uh,
He hasn't won a
I
legitimate world title in
no,
years.
no, he hasn't. It's the only gold he's held was the the tag titles, and that was like a just a gimmick thing, real quick, just to hand it on over to the Judgment Day. Hey, you're gonna hold the gold. Oh yeah, I can't wait. Tag team gold. Oh come on.
Like he was never NJPW world champion when he was in Japan.
No,
I don't think he was ever the Ring of Honor champion.
he was the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. We
Oh,
saw
that's
that. I
right.
actually just replayed All In the other day, or just last night, because I was just doing notes. And I was like,
Love it.
I want something fun. You know what? And I'm sidetracking. I don't know what needs to be done. I don't know what apologies need to be made, or even if it's not on the table at all. Joey Janela should come back to AEW. He was so much fun in that street fight. He's been so much fun, even in the dumb Sunny Kiss fucking storyline that they just slapped together, turning chicken shit into just chicken feed, not even say chicken sandwiches, just
Oh.
something. Just able to turn it into something. While he is, not the, visually probably not the best to look at, and he's all haggard and he looks like a heroin addict, and you can make all the fun jokes with that. He can wrestle. and he does the hardcore style, and he's able to mix it up enough and put wrestling moves in there that it's fun. And again, maybe you just maybe I just maybe took one too many Dabberoonies to the dome last night. I was just sitting there like, oh my god, Joey Janela is going
His
crazy, man.
match with his match with Hangman is amazing.
Yeah, it's one of the better put together street fights where there's a lot going on, but it's not too hectic. And by the way, if you watched it on the All In DVD that they just released, they do not have the Joey Ryan section anymore. Rightfully so.
Oh
Fuck
yeah,
that
it is not
guy.
on there.
Yeah, fuck him and everything he stands for. While it is that was a funny moment then, it'll just have to be that was just for the people that were there at that point, or if you can find it on YouTube, the Penis Druids. Rest in peace, the Penis Druids. That's gone and off there. Because I was thinking like, oh, that was a weird transition. It just goes from if you watch on the DVD, it just goes from Hangman celebrating to just a cut to Jay Lethal getting handed Randy Savage glasses to do his Black Machismo gimmick again. And it's just like, oh, that was a weird cut. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Because Joey Ryan's a fucking idiot. Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
So that's what that is. So Joey Janela, I know you're probably enjoying your GCW indie run. Let's see what happens. Actually, TK. It's
Yeah,
probably on his end. Reach out to
T
Joey Janela. Get some AEW originals back in AEW.
sign, put pen to paper.
Come on, even it doesn't need to be a big run. Just have him back there and have him. That'd be a big pop. That'd be a big pop, and just a glue guy again. Side
I
tangent.
always liked him.
Exactly. He's fun. It was fun. Uh, where were we? Just again, we got Roman Reigns in the background. how how do we get from Roman Reigns to Joey Janela? I'll never know, but the Rock and Roman Reigns, whether that is just the deadlocked main event, I'm not too keen on it. It can build up and be something crazy if it is Rhodes, Rock, and Roman. Oh, alliteration built like no other. I would be okay with that, I suppose, as long as Solo Sikoa keeps his ass out of the ring. Which I mean, if it's a triple threat, then they're like, oh, it's no disqualification, and there comes Solo Sikoa to fuck everything up. So that could be that. Still tons of ways away. WrestleMania is what, probably 60 odds some days away.
Yeah, I think it's in April, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. So I'm just trying to see, Cody steps aside. Yeah, on the day that Carl Weathers died, RIP that other, he's been in a ton of stuff. He's been in Predator, he's been in Rocky, but just formally just in Star Wars. So,
Yeah.
that's one of the big things there. People are saying, yeah, exactly that. I think we hit all the stuff right there. I don't think it necessarily saves WrestleMania like everyone in all of TKO is
And
explaining. I think
it's
it definitely
ruining it.
hurts. Yeah, clearly the thumbs up, thumbs down is that. Or if you don't believe in that, you can't see those. Some people believe have gone along the way of ways of replying to the Rock's post and be like, just use my post as a ratio button. And sure enough, people have been ratioing even the Rock's own post on there.
Yeah,
Like,
that was so funny. He posted a compilation of people reacting to him coming back, and the top comment was like 20,000 likes, and it was just like dislike button with an arrow like pointing to.
if it was YMH, would be sending buckets of hate.
Yeah.
Hate from Chicago, hate from Australia. So there you
Yeah,
go.
we gotta send this to
Yeah.
Tom
Yeah,
so he can
exactly.
get those guys involved.
Yeah. Someone that does deserve some hate though, really quickly. We can end on a couple of things, but I got a lighter side to end it up on just in general. Just quick notes to get us on out of here. John Laurinaitis explaining that he'll be fighting the allegations. Again, explain from one person, so from some person that actually does deserve a bucket of hate, if not a truckload of hate.
Man.
John Laurinaitis saying that he is just as big of a victim as Janelle Grant in this situation. To which I reply, "How fucking dare you?" That is an insane statement to make. Again, doubling down, you're making your bed, lying it. Everyone knows that Laurinaitis is a fucking asshole. divorcing his wife. I believe it was Brie and Nikki Bella's mother, who was dying of cancer, and again, getting divorcing her. Yeah, just doing that. He's a scumbag. He's an absolute scumbag. Being involved in this, and this is no other way in terms of that. Sorry, allegedly he is fighting these allegations. So
Fuck
whatever that
him.
may be, he in my mind, I don't need to say that he's allegedly a scumbag. I can just say that's my own personal preference. He's a scumbag, an absolute scumbag. So fuck him. Quickly, anything on Laurinaitis?
Fuck him. I always hated him when he was on TV
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Whether it was just your character or your actual personality, we hate you. From there you go. So there
And it
you have it.
wasn't the hate where it was like, oh, I don't like you, but you're still a good character on
No,
TV. You're a
it
good
was go
wrestler.
home
It was
heat.
just
It
like,
was
God damn it,
Yeah,
just
it
get
was
off
get
my
off my
screen.
TV. I don't want to see you.
Oh
What
my
I
God,
call
Lord.
yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Senior executive talent. Fuck you. Fuck you. Take your surfboard and shove it up your ass. Uh, yeah. I'm from one. Yeah, again, from one troubling story to another maybe redeeming one. However you want to see it. Velveteen. I went ahead and took the time to watch Velveteen Dream's interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm not going to give, exactly like oh, he's innocent just based off this interview or this, that, and the other. He came across like he was very just knowledgeable. He didn't come off cocky, at least to me. I don't get maybe I would have to rewatch in some sort of way, but I'm glad that he just came off very mature, if that makes any sort of sense. So I think I might have a couple more minutes to finish on up on it. It was a lot. It was a lot to get to, and Chris did his best to not poke the bear or anything like that, but to just be a reporter and kind of counter. Again, it wasn't like an argument or anything, but just like to counter anything that might have come across from his side as like, that's not necessarily true. But he's like saying like, oh, like you were basically labeled a predator and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
again, could just tip of the cap to Chris Van Vliet, another stellar interview. So, have you watched anything at all? Have you seen any highlights from this one?
I have not,
Okay,
but I know they did it, and
yeah.
I mean I was actually it was weird, but we were just talking about him and at break and on my break today at
Oh
work.
wow.
But it's we were just talking about how much of a star he could have been. He had
And
so
that's kind of
much
what they get to
potential.
there. Yeah, he kind of gets it. He starts it off with like, what could have been. He goes, not exactly a what could a what if, but a what has been. I don't know. I forgot how he explains it, but tons and tons of hype. He was 20. He's basically our age, and for all that to happen, and he was a rising star. Is being generous. He was skyrocketing. He was basically the bar, and he says that a lot of people, anyone that made their big NXT run, they started off with a rivalry with Velveteen Dream, and that's kind of how it was for a little bit. So he had some stellar matches. That was fine. That's been all fine. So we'll see if there's any sort of return in line for the Dream, for Velveteen Dream. We'll see what the response will be. Uh, Again, couple quick notes. Switching on over from a little bit of sticky Harry side on the WWE side, a little bit on the AEW side, but not getting any too much better. Wardlow supposedly pretty injured, banged up.
Oh no.
Yeah, that tearing up his knee a little bit. Not disclosing how long or if there is a serious injury necessarily, but Taz was kind of on point in his commentary on Dynamite. He either jammed it up or he really did some damage to that knee on Dynamite when Wardlow was unfortunately having a squash match, and it could have ended at any time, but goes a little bit too long, goes up for a power bomb, and he really just jams it up and fucks up his knee. So yeah, anything on Wardlow? Maybe even Mr. Wardlow, because that ring announcer was having a tough time last week.
That just sucks. I mean, they're dealing with the whole thing with the whole new faction right now, and he was supposed to be the powerhouse, so that's not good timing.
Yeah, exactly that.
And
Some
Adam
people,
Cole's out right now too. That's not good for their
yeah,
faces.
and not having and that was basically going to be the big fire if there was going to be one. I like me some Matt Taven, of course, but that's not everyone's cup of tea. He's not going to be the needle mover. Roderick Strong, again, good on the mic, doesn't have exciting matches necessarily. It's that might have to take a back seat now until Adam Cole gets it completely healthy because they were attacking MJF and now he's gone for a little bit of time, and he'll be back soon. But there's no one that has really connected with the dark or the undisputed kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no one for them to go out and attack that would make any sort of sense, really. So, uh, yeah, kind of that very unfortunate right there. I talked on Bad Karma last week about just the injuries that piled up in WWE, and now it's kind of just you slowly forget how many have already happened in AEW. I mean, MJF injured, but he's gonna rehab and not take the surgery and take less time off, I believe. There's that. I mean, Kenny Omega still dealing with his diverticulitis. Adam Cole and his ankle injury. Um, I'm sure probably Darby Allin's all banged up, but he's still performing. And then now, just getting Wardlow. So on both sides, tons and tons of injury. Very unfortunate. But hopefully something that's on just some reinforcements on the way in. Will Ospreay coming in hopefully around early March, right around Revolution. And the rumors are heavily in favor that that Okada is going to be in AEW. Very much so on that side, as well as Mercedes Monet. Are those at least I think I already know the answer, but those three big enough needle movers? Is that going to be enough? I know for enough for us, but enough for the casual to finally tune into AEW once more.
I think it's some big names. I don't know if for a casual fan, I don't know because I don't know if they're too familiar with Okada or Osprey, which is sad. But
I think Monet getting Sasha
yeah,
Banks in there might be enough to get the casual.
she could be. She's a big star, and I mean, she's main evented WrestleMania, so that would be a huge get for AEW for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, we can sit here all day and talk about Okada and how phenomenal that would be. And again, the same thing with Osprey. I said it again on Bad Karma. If you take a listen on Fridays, as much as cool as it would be, yes, Okada to have a WrestleMania moment for whatever that's worth anymore, because everyone seems to get a WrestleMania moment nowadays. They're not very special, and it's just okay after he has a match with Cody and has a match with Rollins and McIntyre, Gunther. I you fall off there. Dominic Mysterio and Okada? No, no, thank you. No, thank you. Maybe Finn Balor, but they're not gonna let them go like that. They don't let Finn Balor do that no more. They don't let him do that. So of course they would go to Okada and Nakamura, but everyone's just gonna be like, boom, racist. So again, there's matchup potential there, and already has been a generous contract offer by AEW, but never off the table is the WWE offer. So I'm leaning towards Okada going to AEW. I mean the strong connection with Omega can't really necessarily turn your backs on the Young Bucks, which by the way, the Young Bucks this Young Bucks storyline, mwah, this is so funny. This is so awesome. Every time they get trolled or they make this they have the creativeness here and they can be the heel. God, they turn it up to 11 and it's just so awesome. Do you notice that Nick has very similar facial hair to Mr. Paul Levesque? And they're playing this backstage heel type where they're handing out fines, which relates to the rumors that Brian Danielson, was handing out fines and being the big authoritative type backstage. They're taking all of these rumors and all this troll things that are happening online and they're cranking it up to 11. and I think it's so fucking funny. Our names are Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. Thank you. We will go by our birth certificate names. Like, dude, come on. So fucking funny. So I know I'm all over the place. What were anything on the Young Bucks right now?
Oh yeah, I mean they're some of my favorites, of course, one of my favorite tag teams, and yeah, I mean when they're heels, they are so much better at what they're doing. I feel like they're able to fuck with the crowd. They're great at doing that, so they're doing a great
It's
job.
always the little things with the Young Bucks. When they came back, they didn't say anything about Punk, but they did the little Punk isms when he runs around the ring and he does his little puts his hands up. Oh my God. It's so funny. They do such a good job. And it's whether it's people that just naturally hate the Young Bucks because they just hate the Young Bucks, or it's the WWE fans that just hate things that aren't WWE or the same thing. Like you're a WWE fan that just hates the Young Bucks. You're like, or you're a Jim Cornette fan. They're like, oh, the flippity doodah, flippity yay. I hate the way the Young Bucks jump around. They take all that, they absorb it, and they say, hey, the people that love us are gonna love us. Let's fuck with these people over here.
Yeah,
And they do it just so perfectly every single time. So I think that's thank you, Young Bucks. Killing the business, killing it every single time. Absolutely love it. So I think that's a good way to end episode 55. If you're good on everything, how's that sound? Has you
yeah.
got any other final thoughts here with us and just wrestling, anything else in general?
Uh, no, yeah, I think we covered just about everything
I
there.
think we did. I think we did. So obviously, if not, you can check out or you can check out Bad
Blow
Karma
the
on
whiz.
Fridays on 11:30. I'm reading my plugs right away. Our Bad Karma's on Friday, 11:30 on YouTube. X-Bomb Sports. Blow the Whistles Monday, Wednesday. Hopefully, get back over there. I don't know if we'll be doing that this week. Sports Pit. We'll be going back to that. No Substitute for Sports on the YouTube. No Substitute for Sports on the Twitch page, twitch.tv/SportsTownShy. Also, Johnston and Combs just had an episode today. We'll have one every single Tuesday. So that's going to be that. Um, I think that's exact. And again, that's that. That's this episode. Hopefully, everyone is going to be celebrating responsibly, whether that's doing the gambling, getting that prioritized, or just you're gonna have a couple drinky poos. Maybe you get that. Maybe everyone has their driving in order. You don't want to be end up like Patrick Mahomes Sr. and get a DWI. Sorry, my guy. Don't need to throw any shade, but it is what it is. Be safe, responsible on the road. Be safe, responsible when you're gambling. Everything else in between. So again, Mikey, I always thank you. I really do appreciate when you come on and take the time out of your day to do so.
Always.
Thank you, Troy, for sending in the Kentucky updates. I'll get to that on Thursday, my guy. I apologize. I'm putting that back once more. Alan, always listening, taking your notes as well. Whether or not you're actually doing it, we'll see. But everyone hopefully is going to be enjoying Super Bowl 58, the big game, whatever we can call it, whatever we have to call it here. So do that. Tune back in next week, recapping everything. And I mean, the life without football after that begins. So we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be a long ways away.
Depression.
A lot of wrestling filler. I'll say that. So till next time, thank you very much. And we'll see us.